The holiday season is known for bringing family and friends together and creating happy memories. But for some, holiday memories are surrounded by tragedy.
This month, we will be sharing one unsolved missing person story every single day. We hope sharing their story will bring them home for the holidays. Leonard Taku was 45 years old and a teacher from New Zealand, but he was vacationing in Florida the last time he was seen. This happened on Christmas Day, 2007, in Tampa, Florida. Leonard rented a luxury car at the Tampa airport. It was a Chrysler Crossfire convertible, and this was the last known sighting of this tourist. The next day, on December 26th, Leonard's credit card was used to purchase some items at the Gap clothing store in Almonte Springs, Florida. This was about an hour and a half from Tampa and just north of Orlando, Florida. No security footage was obtained. Not sure if it was too late once they started the investigation or if they didn't have cameras. So we don't know if it was for sure Leonard that purchased these clothing at the Gap store. On December 28th, someone, possibly Leonard, used his laptop to check his email. Again, no record of who actually accessed. Then in mid January, his credit card was used again to stay at a super fancy hotel in Orlando. I'm talking 5 stars, bougie type hotel. No
Oh,
surveillance here either.
what?
Okay, which makes me think that it did take time before police were able to track down these leads, like getting credit card records and things like that.
Sure.
Um,
Okay, maybe.
yes, because a very nice hotel in 2007, I'm pretty sure they would have cameras. I said Orlando was pretty close to where someone bought the clothing from the Gap. We're talking 15 minutes ish from Almonte Springs to Orlando. So, could this person or could Leonard be hanging out in this area, just not contacting anyone from his family? Leonard's family could understand or agree that he could possibly make the charge at the Gap because he was known to shop at the store, but they had many reservations about the credit card transaction for the hotel. They say this was not Leonard's normal type of behavior. He was not known to stay in expensive hotels like this. He was more of a hostel or a bed and breakfast type of guy, and he'd much rather spend his money on fine dining. However, he did rent a luxury vehicle. So, could he have been trying to impress someone or celebrating something his family just didn't know about? It's always a possibility. Or I don't know how many times we're traveling, we don't book a hotel ahead of time. You get stuck with whatever's available. And if that happens to be an expensive hotel,
You
lucky
got to do what
me.
you got to do,
Yeah.
right?
If they're going to bring me room service, they're going to bring me room service. I'm not going to complain.
I'll complain about the bill later, but if it's my only option, it's what I got to do.
Exactly. On February 9th, the rental car that Leonard had was found in Ocala National Forest near Little Lake George Wilderness area. This area is quite a bit of ways away from Orlando, where his credit card was last used. We're talking about 2 hours straight north in a very densely wooded area. The Department of Agriculture was doing a controlled burn in this area when they found the vehicle. Now, this part of the report really confused me, and I hope you might know something about this, Whitney. It said that the car was not damaged in the fire at all, but the crime scene was destroyed. So, if the car wasn't damaged, why couldn't they find evidence inside? Yes, it may have destroyed like the land around the car.
I find it strange that they said the car wasn't damaged at all because if it burned all the way around, there's no way there's not damage to the car.
Yes, that's what I'm saying as well. Like, why would they say it destroyed all the evidence, but the car was not destroyed. I like that, I
It's
can't.
contradicting statements. There's no way that's a possibility.
I know. Yes. I
There's
come
no such thing as, like, a flame-proof vehicle
Yeah.
that someone would be renting.
Okay.
It's not a
Okay.
rental car.
Yeah, no, exactly. What if by it destroyed any evidence would be the tire tracks or things leading up to the
Sure,
car?
sure.
Possibly. There are no other thoughts, and when I read this, I'm just like, "This doesn't even make any sense." I would feel like it would burn the car if there was okay, what about, like, heat? Would that, like it wouldn't make fingerprints go away?
That would be inside the car. If it didn't completely total the car, if there was no fire present inside the vehicle, there should still be evidence in there. But you're
Oh,
right, the fire externally and around the
yeah.
vehicle, it could have got covered up footprints, tire
Mhm.
track that may have been dropped outside of the vehicle. It very well the ash and
That's what I
whatnot
was
that's
gonna say.
created could affect the fingerprints on the exterior of the car.
Yeah, but inside, nothing. So maybe it
Yeah.
was just super clean inside, cleaned out, prints wiped, and they're like, "We have no evidence even outside of the vehicle either." Very weird how they stated that. Leonard has a very large family in New Zealand, and they have said he loved America because it was a place in which a person could lose themselves. This sounds all lovely when you're wanting an adventure, but when it comes to Leonard's circumstances, it honestly sounds very sinister because he does get lost and no one knows where he is at. And when I say he has a large family, he has 11 siblings. He also spent a few years in America teaching here as well. Like he is an amazing worldwide teacher.
Oh,
Yes, Leonard Taku is a Pacific Islander male, black hair, brown eyes. He's somewhere between 5'8" and 6'1", between 160 and 200 pounds. We will be posting a picture of him, and this is not a small guy. He is sort of buff. He works out on the regular. We always think that it's either children or women that get taken, but this goes to show you sometimes even big, burly men could be a victim as well. He has the following tattoos. He has a checkerboard pattern and circles on his upper right arm, a series of gold triangles with lines from his elbows to his wrists on his right arm, a zigzag pattern from his elbow to his wrist on his left arm. These are all just crazy geometrical shapes. There's lots of images of them out there. They're absolutely beautiful. He has a tribal design with a swirling pattern on his legs from knees to thighs, a Celtic design on his lower back, and Gothic lettering on his upper back. His hair was shaved at the time of his disappearance. He is a native of New Zealand and he speaks with a New Zealand accent, which sounds similar to a British accent. And he might actually spell his first name Lennid. He was on some dating sites for the area and he had plans of meeting up with his friends when he came to the States. Police followed up with anybody that he had spoken to online and have not been able to find any persons of interest at all. If you have any information about the missing persons case of Leonard Taku, please contact the Alameda Springs Police Department at 407-571-8276. And for a bit of time, I spent wondering why that police department versus the last known sighting of him was in Tampa, but his credit card is used in the Orlando area. But the Alamante Springs Police Department is the ones that actually have the case. I double checked to make sure no other agency currently has it, and it is with the Alamana Springs Police Department.
okay.